Oh, right. So welcome back to what I'm pretty sure is Nightfall in Nightfall in Amsterdam. Haha. A scene for the werewolf venue, which will be set on Sept, where hilariously Grace doesn't really have any particular hangout spots yet. Like, there's one spot she knows she wants to go back to at some point, but she's not going to do that while she's all pissy. And other than that, most of her hanging out involves kind of flitting person to person instead of place to place. So without a person, she's just kind of in a random place, which means she's just kind of out in the frozen ass fucking woods, having herself a fucking, well, not a proper strop anymore. She's mostly chilled out. And probably at this point just kind of leaned up against a tree, and just, essentially doing something along the lines of, "Oh, Flask, you're my only friend. You never let me down." Like, just dramatically having a conversation with her fucking Flask, which is contrary to her claims that it never lets her down. Nearly empty, because let's face it, she ain't got a bunch of money to blow on booze. So eventually, it do come up empty. So she is doing her best to nurse it out, make it last as long as possible, and just kind of holding it for comfort while furiously rubbing that little pendant of hers in the other hand. And yeah, sulking pretty much.
Eric will spend the day after the big roo incident. He will punch a few things, feels better. He will talk to his kinfolk, get scolded, has a few more roos. He will spend his time relaxing, doing a little bit of quick. Well, he doesn't need to carve things because he actually does carve them himself. So what he will do is make some minor alterations, and you know what? I'll give it a bit of a roll. Let's be fair on this. Well, hey, oh Jesus, wow, that was really good. So yeah, no, he manages to make a minor alteration here and a minor alteration there um to one of the normal wooden carvings he normally likes to make for himself, and he decides, you know what, we're gonna just make a little bit of a change here. So what he'll do then is once that change is made, he will stuff it into his big jacket, big long combat jacket that he wears, tromping around, and well, she's not hard to find, is old Grace, in his mind. Just follow the sarcastic American accent and the bright pixie red hair, and eventually she'll start yelling at me as he's pacing along.
You can hear the sarcasm a mile away. You can actually hear the sarcasm further than you can hear her voice. It's pretty intense. So yeah, she's just
takes out a sarcasm meter and it blows up. It's like, my God.
Exactly. It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, eventually he'll hear her nattering just to herself because she doesn't have anyone else to talk to right now. Everyone here's crazy. And yeah, so she is having a conversation with her Flask because her Flask will listen to her. Certainly. And then yeah, eventually he'll catch wind of her. He only has to walk, so much of the Sept before he's eventually going to hear her just me.
To say he approached awkwardly, it is like he is approaching a deadly foe. He takes his time, careful steps, one after the other, gauging the target and just taking his ever sweet time. Eventually she'll see him, but that means he can get closer without too much shouting. Nice and slowly. That's it.
Yeah, sooner or later, she will eventually see him coming. I assume he is not making a point of coming from the side or the back or something.
Nope.
So
Nope. Nope. Just nice and slowly.
see if this fires off, because if it doesn't, I'm gonna laugh forever. Oh wait, no, it's only 5 dice. Oh, strength is poop. Holy shit! I'm gonna need this roll later. And I'm not gonna get it. I just want you to know that. God, I wasted a lot of 10s. So yeah, she finally catches sight of him and does like the little, like, the nattering stops. That's how you know it's gotten dangerous. Even Rattlesnake is looking at you like, nah, don't give him a tip off. No, she actually just stops talking for a second and kind of squints. And it is the most petulant kind of look. And yeah, I won't necessarily make you roll. She's gonna pop off a gift as she's capping her flask and shoving it in her pocket, and takes kind of a glance up and kind of hops as far up, and I will do a roll to see how well she catches, but she's like, in this tree. Fuck all of this. So let's see if she can manage this without a tragedy befalling her. Which, again, would make me laugh a lot. Oh, she actually does okay. Hot damn. So yeah, she sees him coming, kind of gives him the squinty, petulant look, and after she's activated the gift, does much like what she did before, but instead of going for distance, she's going for height. It won't give her nearly as much actual, footage, such as it were, but she could probably take a good jump and get several branches up. Yeah, she hops up and kind of grabs a branch and props her feet on another one. And actually kind of looks startled because her luck's been shit lately. Holy shit, she actually landed it.
And once he sees her spring up into the air, he'll kind of stop and be like, oh, she's gone. Well, shit.
I mean, it's winter, so I imagine she's still at least visible. Mm-hmm. And she, content that she is at least passingly out of reach, will hunker down and just kind of look like an angry cat.
Takes another series of slow steps, each step more delicate than the last. Because when you approach an angry cat, you have to take your time. That's it. We're just gonna get there. Nice and easy.
Can practically see the tail bristle. No, she just watches for the moment. She's kind of curious as to what he's about, but she is still definitely wearing the patented womanly "I'm mad at you" face.
And all he says is, I going to leave this here as a peace offering. I may have overreacted earlier. So while I don't appreciate what happened, I still gave a overreaction. Possibly. I will just put the little carved 3-leaf clover down because that is a symbol for luck. And it's pretty fucking decently carved. Eric's not a bad carpenter. You're actually kind of surprised. It's got the little dovetail inlays and everything. It sounds really nice. He just leaves it there like, now I'm going to I will leave you alone. Just takes a couple of steps back, like 1, 2, 3, 4.
And she lets him, I mean, she's not big enough to stop him, but I mean, she doesn't like go bananas and jump on him or anything when he comes down to the foot of the tree to set the thing down and to speak. And while she still looks for all the world like an angry cat, she considers this. And, just kind of idly plays with, something or another plucked out into her hands. The stick is probably still down on the ground because she can't readily climb with that in her hand. I wasn't trying to humiliate you.
That is, you have a right to be mad at me. Me. Giving a peace offering that I may have overreacted. It is uncomfortable for Naroon to let his temper unleash. So, there you go. Keeps his hands behind his back like I'm just gonna stand here because she's caught me, and if I move too much, she'll jump back into the tree, destroying any progress I've made.
She's easing down, finally coming to sit on the lowest branch, though she's got like one foot propped against the tree and one kind of hooked up so that she's, in a pinch, hopefully can scramble. Because you never know. She had faith, and then she set off the Arun. Her faith is severely harshed. Might have.
Might have.
Ooh.
We're going with might have, you say.
She finally sways a little bit, glancing down, and truth be told, I assume it's like a small, like token-sized thing.
Yes, something that you can cling like Joe those lucky rabbit foot type things. Something you can cling on to, like a wallet or like the end of at the end of something, like a keychain and stuff.
Actually, ironically, if you want to make an alertness check, you can.
Okay.
It's sight-based.
I don't see shit because I botch.
I mean, she shoves something in her pocket. I suppose if you want a botch, you could assume
It's a
it was
weapon.
something. Yeah, you could assume it was her knife. That's always legit.
It's a botch.
Either
So
way,
it's worst
whatever
case
it is,
scenario.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's shoving it
Yeah.
in her pocket. But yeah, I guess for him, he swears to God it's her knife.
He's like, okay, knife is in the pocket. That's a good sign. We are not going to get stabbed today. Hey, oh, oh, these women are crazy. I like that.
She finally kind of like, she's kind of craning to look down. What is it?
I was told by my kinfolk it is a symbol of luck for your tribe.
There's some lip chewing.
I asked. Out
You
of
asked.
concern. Out of concern, yes. Looks off. Like, yeah, no, I totally didn't ask what I could make that would make her like me again.
Down to concern?
Yes, you were scrambling. And I had become angry. And I may have been tense. However, I will not. We will not have this discussion over tenseness.
No.
No, for I fear we will have an argument, and that is not why I'm here.
All right. She finally like eyeballs him, eyeballs the thingy. Finally hooks the branch and kind of swings down so she can plop the last bit, because let's face it, there's no way she would have made it onto that branch without the assistance of the gift. It's pretty high, and it's far less of a drop if she's dangling first. So yeah, she swings down, pauses, glances. Let's go the branch. Lands with potentially debatable grace. It's fun
Gonna
to give myself
botch
chances to
so far.
fuck up. Jesus Christ!
Yep, savor it because you're never gonna get these rolls again.
Yeah, we're gonna get into combat, and I'm gonna get the opposite of this. That's what's gonna happen. I see this. I know what I'm fucking doing to myself. I'm like, lol, dice, tens. Okay, yeah, she lands very tidily, almost kind of acrobatically, just flips her way down, and that perfect little on point, toop, as her feet hit the ground. And she finally meanders over to snag this and check it out, knowing full well that he's watching the process. As she, plucks up the little whittled clover and turns it over in her hands a few times. Still kind of chewing on her lip because let's face it, lucky things, lucky things.
It's pretty well crafted. In total, with the additional 4 successes, that's 12 successes.
Ooh.
It's pretty nice. It's pretty good. Pretty good craftsmanship.
I mean, if you consider how small it is, that just probably means really, really nice detail on it.
Yep, exactly. All the like I said, all the inlays, like it's pretty. Like you would have to take time to do shit like this.
So you made this today? Like since we fought today?
Yes, I made some alterations to a previous piece that I had not finished.
And here's the fun part is that she doesn't necessarily move in the kind of ways he'd expect if he's looking for, reading hostility and all. No, she kind of sidles closer. She doesn't like turn to take a bold step. She doesn't creep. She doesn't do the usual stuff that's easy to read. Nah, she like does this weird little sidle. That looks pretty good.
Thank you.
So, she just kind of looks down at it, flicking it over time and again in her fingers. Not so game for being startled, huh?
No, I do not like it. When you are trained as I have been, startling means one thing.
So, well, I may have done something a little impulsive. Thinking we would make a game of it. I didn't know about the whole assassin thing.
He closes his eyes, and I found my father in his room. His throat was slit open with a silver knife. That was the last startle I had before you startled me. That is why I may have overreacted.
And I may have been a little bolder than I should have been. And taken a little too much of a chance.
I am sorry that I have disappointed you. May have disappointed you.
There's a vague smirk there. There's that, like, just, the little teasing glance of, like, I heard that. And I'm sorry that I set you off. That's still, gonna stand by the fact that it's a dick move to kick someone when they're down. She reaches over and just pokes his shoulder.
You were mid-fall. I was still moving fast.
Yeah, that was pretty fast. Figured I might have caught a swing, but Jesus, you're fast.
I am unaware.
Oh. Guess people back hold are holding out on me then.
I am a kid of Fenris.
Yeah, it's that's a thing I'm finding out about you. Kind of a pretty defining feature, turns out.
Thankfully, I did not backhand the cup for her impetuous words after either.
Oh,
She is young and she does not understand Naroon's rage.
I don't think many people here understand how challenges work either.
I think she was panicking. She is only small.
Yeah, probably.
No, if I was going to challenge you, we would have been fighting already.
That is. She just kind of scrunches up, glance on. That is not how that works.
I don't care. Smirk.
You have to care at least a little.
Oh, I would challenge you honorably, of course, but if we were drawing this out the old-fashioned way, we would have been fighting already. Fist would have started swinging.
Your old-fashioned way and my bullshit are not the same at all.
Like I said, the old-fashioned way.
Hmm. I'm trying to be mad at you, but this is actually really cute.
Hang on. There you go, Katie. Um, uh, thank, yeah. Looks off.
Sidle's closer. It's not a quick movement, it's just the sidle.
Looks back and she's getting closer. She's like, ooh.
She's debatably, depending on how large it is, entering his personal space.
It just kind of stares at her as she enters the bubble.
You mean it?
What?
But you're sorry.
I would not have said it
Guess you wouldn't have.
if I did not mean it.
Yeah, that checks out. That it's kind of your modus operandi, isn't it?
Just nods like, yup.
Not real big on playing fake.
There is no point.
I mean, I'd debate that, but I am the Ragabash in this equation.
I'm not a Shadow Lord.
Well, that's harsh.
They deserve it.
Well, yeah, I was talking more my level of playing fake than that level of playing fake. That's a whole new level.
I have low opinions of Shadow Lords.
I mean, you and most everybody, really.
I
At least most
especially
everybody with the
have
lick of
low
sense.
opinion. I especially have low opinion of Shadow Lords.
So, what's the deal with all that?
So
You know,
what?
seems like there's a lot of
From my perspective, and I don't know the Sept and what their perspective is, but from my perspective is the Magnusons murdered my father. And they had a Shadow Lord lackey do it with them. Because my family, Clan Ulrichson, is an influential family from Bloodfist. Get politics are, clans and families are big. They murdered him. I know they did. Because he stood in the way.
yeah, I've heard about the family clannish stuff. I don't think ours is the same as yours, but yeah, I can get that.
They murdered him in his sleep.
Not so much.
And then they fled the day of his funeral. To here.
Pretty shiesty.
That is why I'm here.
And she continues idly, like she can't seem to help herself. She just keeps fiddling with the little wooden clover in her hands. You know, idly rubbing the leaves or flipping it over, rubbing the back, flipping it over. Just can't seem to stop herself. It's almost that kind of busy fingers, you know, impression. Sorry you lost your dad like that.
It was hard. Especially on my mother.
There's a little bit of like, it's an involuntary little grimace of sympathy, you know. Maybe a little more intense than it needs to be, but definitely, you know, it's meant to be a sympathetic gesture. It's just it comes on a little stronger. Yeah, I bet it was.
Considering I am their only child and
What,
I
just
became a
you?
guru. Just me out of my line. I have cousins. A lot of cousins. Who smirk. But between my mother and my father, yes, I was the only child. My mother, after I was born, became fairly ill, so they were cautious to try again.
Sense. Sounds like something a sensible person would do.
Despite, I think out of my mother and my father was the sensible one. My father was a galliard, you see.
Ah, yeah, that'll do it.
Brash is the word to describe him.
I don't think I've met a Galliard yet that wasn't brash.
But he was a good man. Honorable. He did not deserve to die the way he did.
I don't think many people do.
That is why they will pay.
This is just the slow knot. Yeah. Well, she kind of glances down finally at what she's fiddling with. You know, if you've got that big old heart of gold hiding under there, she finally reaches out to kind of like pats his chest. Then, still with you.
With me?
Yeah. Got something to do.
What do you mean?
It's important, and everyone else here is crazy.
You wish to be a pack with me? Just gives me a look like startled, like, what? Do you know what I mean? Huh?
Well, I mean, now
Lost
let's
alarmed.
take a
Love.
reasonable moment together as she like hooks his arm. Let's take a reasonable moment together, shall we? And think about, if this seems a little bold, a little brash, let's look at my options. Because only pack I've met so far. Pretty sure it has 2 metas in it.
It has Lady Air, too.
Well, everyone makes mistakes.
She is my cousin.
Well, I mean, and your cousin's entitled to a mistake or two in her lifetime. So there's both of them.
She does pack with a Shadow Lord, though. You see it just the warning, it's like a sign, mistrust. You know what I mean? It just appears like
There's
over
a
his head.
neon sign.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, I'll give her 3. I'll give her 3. Okay, we can agree on 3. 3 mistakes.
No, she's been honorable. She has not steered. She has not. She just spreads his hands like, he just says she hasn't done fucking anything wrong to me. That kind of glance.
Well, no, not to me either. That's why only mistakes are walking talking ones. Maybe she'll see
Metis on
sense.
metis. If the metis are honorable, I have no issue with them.
It's a nose wrinkle.
They all have to do their duty.
Yeah, I know. But they have to know what that duty is. And, the one with the horns might have the right idea. Might. Seems to at least know when to shut the hell up and when to behave.
He seems young.
The other one, though?
I blame the den parents, not the child. That is why you teach them. You're the Ragabash, after all. Shouldn't you be the one to say that, not me?
Den parents should have just taught him proper in the first place. What kind of fucking den parents they have here?
From the sound of it, that sounds like a Bonar name.
Even the
And what would a
Bonar
child
knows
of
how to
Rat
say
know
hello
about proper?
properly so they don't get their face kicked in.
What would a child of Rat know about doing things the proper way? As the fucking mic drops out of his hand.
They usually know how to at least wiggle on the floor and say the right thing to get out of trouble.
Perhaps this one is ineffective.
Yeah, seems so. Well, fine, fine, fine. I'll blame the den parent until she refuses to learn the lessons, and then I'll blame her. And I'll hit her with a stick.
Doesn't say anything. We will need a theurge.
I mean, I feel like we're going to need a lot more than just you and me. Because,
More importantly, we will need a theurge.
I mean, in general, yes.
But 2 is a good start.
It's a pretty solid start, I think. Besides, totem or no totem, it's good to know someone's got your back, right?
Well, a totem is important. That way we will be able to connect deeper to each other.
Well, yeah, but in the meantime, isn't that worth something?
I suppose, if you are being technical.
I am being technical, just out of spite now.
Just a nod, like, okay.
Besides, if you recognize that the redhead's got your back, maybe you won't worry about her stabbing you in it so much. And it grins, pointing at her hair.
I worry about everyone doing that to me. After all, this is not my home sept.
Well, how about this? If I ever go on a homicidal rampage, I'll save you for last.
You may try.
Let's face it, if you're last on the list, the chances I'll even get to you are pretty low.
You just smirk. Stop it, phone. My phone just had a fucking heart attack, sorry. But yeah, what you just smirk going, you may try. It's not a ruined smirk of, yeah, I'd fuck you up. You know what I mean?
Hey, hey, hey. I'm quick for a Ragabash. Give me a little credit. Just a touch of credit.
Hmm.
Tiny bit of credit.
We will see you in a combat, and then I will judge.
Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah, you'll see.
So tell me about you then, if we are bonding?
You know, most people would call this bonding. She is still like hooked his arm. It is probably at this point because he's so much bigger than her, kind of leaning on him like, this is comfy. Still fiddling with the has just brought the other hand over to the first one so that she can keep fiddling with the little wooden piece. It's all smooth and it is very satisfying to rub in it, in her fingers. It's yes, this is good. This is a thing that will live in her pocket forever when she needs to nervously fiddle with something. Well, what you want to know? I already told you. I've got got a lot of family. Come from America. I American enough that trying to get to Tri-Spiral, I might have stolen a car. That wasn't the bad part. The bad part, I was driving on the wrong side of the road.
Tell me what you would like to tell me. What do you want me to know?
There's that thoughtful, like, oh, you can actually tell she gets a little serious because she kind of like does that thing where you start like, kind of playing with your teeth, just kind of like, you know, it's a weird phrase, but that kind of like sucking on your teeth, thoughtful sort of look. Well, look, I don't want to. I ain't gonna go into detail. So, yeah, fair's fair, right? Uh, you first
If
changed.
you wish to tell me, kind of gives it the awkward, like,
No,
ugh.
no, I'm telling you the part that I'm gonna tell you. You said you first changed because your father was killed, right?
No, I first changed during when our SEP was raided.
Oh shit. Hell of a
My
time to
father was
change.
killed. My father was killed a month after my rite of passage.
Oh, Jesus.
3 weeks ago, in fact.
What, 3 weeks ago? She, like, finally turns to look at him properly straight on. 3 weeks ago?
It has been 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks since I came here.
How the fuck are you holding yourself together right now?
I am in a ruin.
That is
I have to.
almost the opposite of an answer. But you're. I. How the fuck? She actually, like. Apparently, personal space is not a thing for her once she's decided that it's safe. So she kind of tucks the little wooden carving into one of the breast pockets on her jacket. Like, actually reaches up to, like, unless he bats her hands away or something, just to, like, get him by the cheeks so she can really, like, face him and look at him.
You kind of stare at her. She does. It's that kind of, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You know what I mean? But doesn't, like, push her away.
Yeah, it is the weirdest, most impudent little thing to do. But yeah, she doesn't try to pull him around to her. She actually, like, kind of turns and stacks up in front of him and, like, reaches up and looks him in the face. And she doesn't make that challenging eye contact, though she does flit a glance, like, in his eyes a couple times, but it's just studying his face.
He has a very, like, his eye. The one thing she knows, he has very deep blue eyes, which is, I imagine, quite startling. You know what I mean? It's like, ooh. Um, it's he has a very just grim determination about him. Yeah, he's grieving, but it is almost as if this is all he has, is this judgment and righteous justice that he has for his father in him. That's what's putting the grief away. That essentially is, I am not weeping till I am not grieving till this is done. It's almost did this very driven aspect to him. I will mourn once I regain my vengeance.
Yeah, she studies him for a second. It's just long enough to start getting, like, from a little weird and startling to just a touch uncomfortable, and she finally just let's go. Well, holy shit. I have never seen someone pull that off quite like that. And again, it kind of tilts her head thoughtfully. Suppose you're the first get I've met proper. So,
What do you mean?
just. In mind, we don't cope with grief as well as you do.
Grief is still there, but I needed to bring justice to what was taken, for both myself and many others.
It's not bad. I don't think that you're not. I can see it. I don't look real close, but I can see it. I just don't think I've ever seen that.
Great Father Wolf asked many things of us, to sacrifice many things to get where we need in the fight. This was another thing he asked for.
You don't hesitate to give, do you? When he asks.
We have no little choice. Somebody has to do the things that we must do.
Huh. Well, I wasn't going to tell the story with the cub there.
I know. That's
It,
why I made sure the subject was changed.
it's a fake grin. Appreciate it. But, no, my first change. She kind of shakes her head, still in the weirdest kind of disbelief. I killed my mom.
He has subterfuge. His total dice pools aside from his spirit being just 3 dice, KD. There's no point in me trying to hide this. You know what I mean? He's just like, it's just the you know, just it's the look of shock on his face, like whoa. You know what I mean? Pretty much like the picture here, just whoa.
I mean, I obviously don't remember everything, but I remember enough. And you're gonna end up sharing my head. Kind of seems fair. Let you know I got baggage. Painted the living room with her.
Baggage.
She kind of reaches up and starts fudging with her hair. Again, it seems like she's very fiddly. There's a lot of like constant, she's got kind of a high energy thing going on, and if she's not moving around, it's her hands playing with things. In this case, at least briefly, her hair before she ends up plucking the little clover back out and starting to flip it and turn it and rub on it and just kind of calm herself down with it. Yeah, yeah. Um, seems stupid, but I don't like being startled, and God, it sounds stupid. I I don't do needles. Can't cope with needles. She actually like gets that. I mean, even with a jacket on, you'll see it like how people's like the little hairs stand up on their arms and whatnot. Just can't do it.
Mm-hmm. They are quite annoying, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, annoying. And the chances it'll come up outside of Molly's place are pretty low, but certain kinds of music get me too zen to get big.
Just nods. Somebody asked, made a price of you.
Fucking price.
Same
Music.
way as animals are afraid of me.
It's I mean, can be kind of a blessing almost, but The needle thing. I can't. She actually like finally yeah, no, she hesitates for a second and finally starts shrugging off her big jacket. It's too big, but she seems to like it that way and wear it like she means it to be too big. But yeah, she finally starts shrugging it up and rolling up a sleeve. And
Just stares at her.
and yeah, she just rolls it on up. And on the inside of her elbow, I mean, you know how small a needle mark is. It's not
Yes.
big. But there's just that little pale spot there. And she, rolls up the sleeve and just kind of points. She goes, "That's my first change. Right there."
Someone put this needle in you.
And let me check her willpower because she's not being faced with it, but it is still being faced as a subject. Let's see how she's doing. Do. That's my willpower. That is 2 9s. Holy shit. Yeah, she just kind of nods. Looking at it, kind of rubs a finger over it a time or two. Yeah. Yeah. Was pretty much kind of like getting a lethal injection. It was I wasn't supposed to live, and instead of going down, I got up. I mean, I must
Who
have.
did this to you? Who did this to you?
She kind of. You know what? All things considered, flushes aren't reserved for like arousal or embarrassment. Though in this case, it would kind of be linked to embarrassment. But
I mean,
she's
can it links to emotion too. If she's like
yeah,
feeling a certain
exactly.
way, she can go red with red.
Yeah, that's the thing. She goes a little on the red side. Uh, my mom did.
Okay, I gotta make a roll.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I gotta make a roll.
Yeah, you handle that.
Oh boy. Okay, we're okay. No, we're okay. We're okay. We're okay, Katie.
Are we okay?
What's the moon phase?
I feel like you're spending willpower, buddy.
Oh, is it a willpower spend?
Let me quickly check. It might not be.
That's what I'm asking. I'm asking you what the moon phase is for that specific reason, Katie.
Let me look. Jeez. We technically just bumped to Galliard, or to Gibbous, so that means it's to 4. But I still think that's 4 for you. So I think that is a willpower
I'm
spend.
gonna spend a willpower spend. Is that 5 for me? There's 2 4s and a 5 and a 9 and a 7. That's a 5.
That
Rage.
is danger close
Yep.
to not being savable. Yep. I'm not gonna lie. Whatever physical thing he does in response, she shrinks back real fast.
She says that, and it's. I mean, it's literally like watching someone ascend. If you get me, like the veins come out of his forehead, like they start pulsing, His neck begins to stiffen. His fists begin to clench. You know what I mean? His teeth even begin to harden down. Like you see, probably even the canines begin to slightly extend. Even the crack in the neck is like steel. His eyes like almost glaze over, like he's about to fucking nuclear explode. You know what I mean?
Yep. And by the time he gets that shit, kind of pulls it in, she's reeled back several steps and kind of has this half crouch going. Like she's watching him. She's watching him real close and looks for all the world like she is about ready to start tree hopping.
And that breath comes out like a deep rumble of the earth. You know what I mean? Again, like a giant, nearly. That's how the. You know what I mean? You know what? He will spend the rage that he's gained to take Glabro. Probably spends another rage to hit Lupus. So he's this big stern-looking wolf, and then melt back into Hamid. Therefore, knocking 2 rage off himself.
Yep. And she is jumpy as shit, and she's not exactly like composing her expression between like the vulnerability and that edge of like panic because he might have been about to like he goes to Glabro and she probably does make the initial hop like snagging a hold of a branch. But when he doesn't continue up to Krynos and instead flits past it into Lupus, she pauses, kind of mid hoist, and kind of just stays clamored on that lower branch, like probably the lowest available one, just watching.
Big Ruin will take out another long breath of a mumble. Just. But then his shoulders sag. He looks over at you. He takes the slow steps forward, and what he does is with the hand, his right hand, just extends it out towards you.
Yeah, she'll take a leap of faith. She'll ease down to take it.
Once you do, and he'll feel, because I imagine her hands are tiny compared to his big fucking hands.
Probably.
Like she'll feel the calluses of his own hands, and he'll pull her in gently, so she just pumps against that big chest, and she'll feel that big da-doom, 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 da-doom heartbeat. He just folds her in this big bear-like hug. That's not any pressure or anything. It's actually very soft. Just rubs the back of her red hair very gently.
And yeah, she's kind of dazed, but with the hand offered, takes it and slides down, hopping off the branch again, kind of with a bit of a toomp this time, a bit of a louder collision with the ground. And yeah, just lets him pull her in because he seems to have it together. And yeah, even as he goes to wrap the arms around her, she's just kind of still a little dazed because it's not a topic she brings up with any kind of frequency. And as he wraps her up, yeah, she just doesn't even think about it. The Vienna are very huggy people. She's got a lot of family, just missing some key pieces. So yeah, she kind of thoughtlessly pulls up her own arms and just kind of like wraps them as far as she can around his big body.
That hug lasts for about a minute. Then he'll separate but hold her chin up so she faces his deep blue eyes. Like again, they look again almost eerily like icicles, really. That is not you. And that is not who you will be.
No. Just Never like that. That's why I just want to bring them all here. Get away from it. I'll never want to think about it again.
You touch her face very gently, like using the thumb to kind of stroke along the cheekbone. You will always face it, one way or another. But know that each time you face it, the people you bring to your chest, the stronger you will be able to walk away from it. The stronger you will be walking away from it. Each time.
It was always kind of surreal. Like glances over, or up, I should say. Reaffirms the eye contact. It was so surreal. Learn over and over and over. Not that I didn't already think it, but you learn over and over how important it is, your family, how precious they are. And that just kind of hangs there in the back. It's like the elephant in the room.
But you are alive. And you have made it here.
I am, yeah.
And you have done that.
I would have traded it.
Whether it was luck. You have more fire in you than you ever will realize.
Oh yeah, I got plenty of fire. Don't you worry. Yeah, like
Not
starts
that.
kind of.
Not what I mean. It is easy to shout at someone. This is a different thing entirely to take in the thing that has hurt you and want to go back to save others.
Oh well.
It is easy to scream and shout. It's a much different thing to walk in still afraid and still come back.
Yeah.
No matter how much you disbelieve it yourself.
I just like that little sad grin. I just don't think it's so brave if the thing that hurt you's already dead and gone.
For you it is not.
No, it's not.
So then it is brave. Looks very pleased with himself, like, ha ha! Beat the Ragabash with their own game.
Just flips into his chest again. Just leans on him. You're a big jerk, but you really do have the heart of gold thing going.
How am I a jerk?
I might still have a
If I
bruise,
was a jerk,
but other than that, you're not much of a jerk.
if I was a jerk, I would have not have come to apologize.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, fine. We'll have to find a term for not quite a jerk.
Where are you staying?
Where I can find?
I live with my kinfolk. We have a spare room.
Brought them with you?
Of course, they came with me. One of them, when I told her I was leaving, refused to not be left behind.
I like her already.
We've known each other since we were children. It is a term among our people, she would be a housecarl. In a way, in her mind, she is a bodyguard.
In Skyrim?
For
It's the only place I've
Vikings,
heard the word.
it's common among the Viking people and people of my own tribe. After all, in some retrospects, I'm considered a prince.
What?
I'm from Clan Ulrichson. I mean, she can feel it. He's got fucking strong. Get that pure breed 4.
He's got more than
And
she
that
does.
no,
By a
that
landslide.
noble heritage, that noble heritage marriage as well. Katie as well. The boom. You know what I mean? Even
Jesus.
stands more regally as well. Like that's
Pulls
the thing.
himself
Yeah, I
all
keep
up.
forgetting to mention. I mean, he stands up. He's got. I mean, he's like holding on to her and keeping comfort and stuff. But yeah, pure breed 4 and noble heritage. Like he, even in the way he is, it's not like a Silverfang. No, it's far different. You know what I mean?
No, he doesn't flaunt it, he just kind of owns it.
Mm-hmm.
You grew up in this, didn't you?
I was, of course.
Huh. I don't think mom and dad even knew.
Well, now you do. So, if you are trying to find a place to sleep, and we are to be pack, I will not do. Not in this place where you can be hurt.
I'm not above taking handouts.
It is not a handout to stay with a friend.
Only gets
It is
a
your room.
better smile.
And anyone who says it is a handout, they will face me.
And you're okay with me just moving in?
Just gives her. It's kind of the stares I wouldn't have fucking offered. You know what I mean? It's that
It's
stare. You know what I
it's
mean? He doesn't want. You know.
it's one of those things where it's like you might be an assassin, also move into my house. So it's, I mean, she took the shit kicking a little on the hard side. So she is. There's just a moment of like, holy shit. It's not disbelief that he'd tell the truth. It's just kind of disbelief in general.
Should I have a concern? Or
Nah,
maybe I'm just taking a gamble.
Turns out this time you're lucky.
Perhaps, maybe, instead of doing what a Fenrir would do and cement my authority, instead I ask you to get up with me.
I think the phrasing on that threw me off a little.
What he's basically saying is most Fenrir at this point, with the way he was acting earlier, would have made sure the Fianna knows her fucking place. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's big, but instead he wants her to, yes, see him as a big bad Fenrir, of course. But if they're to be pack, he wants her to, you know, be his equal. If you get me,
Okay, so stand alongside him. Okay.
yeah, stand with me rather than
Okay.
kneel. I know I'm probably going to be the fucking alpha of this pack, but I don't want to treat you as if you're in a dictatorship. You know what I mean? I want you to stand beside me because you want to stand beside me.
You know, all that kinfolk said. Like gives him a pat on the shoulder. You're a leader as long as you got a follower, right?
I'm doing my best. Not very good at it.
Yeah, the cute little littling thing is pretty strong stuff.
But the place is yours if you want it.
Be nice to have somewhere I knew I could come back to. Yeah.
I will say Thren is very loud. Lovely, but loud.
Louder than me?
No, he is more drunk than you.
That's a bit of a grin. You sure?
You can handle your liquor.
Oh. So you're telling me I get a room and entertainment.
I suppose if you want to call it that.
Is he the one who said the thing about the hips?
Nods.
Like starts to open her mouth to say something and just decides like, nope. I'll just keep that one. Well, big man, gives you a good pat. There, say I fucking like you. Let's see this shit.
You need to bring
I got a bag.
just a bag.
Yeah, I got a travel sack. And my stick. Jerks her thumb over.
It's out of size. Very well then. To where a bag is and holds it over his shoulder.
Yeah, she'll retrieve the shillelagh. I mean, I told you how I got here. I'm lucky I still have that much. Gotta nods over the bag.
If he'll lead her off to what they described in the forums as the kind of flat houses essentially, and walks in. It's modest, you know what I mean? It's nice. Opens the door to the room. It's a pretty simple, straightforward bedroom.
Your standard like bed dresser, fucking
Yeah, pretty
bedside
much. Yeah,
table.
that's from what that is from what the description I read on the forums is. So
Yeah. Holy shit, solid roof and everything.
Thren and Olga can afford a decent amount. I would work in carpentry, but the curse just gives us I can't. You know what I mean? I am just down the hall. If you have trouble sleeping,
Sure you're not gonna wake up doing kung fu?
all you need to do is knock on the door.
Solid. Then the door can take the beating. Kind of grins. So, just to soften it a little bit. Make sure he knows she's joking.
He actually does say kind of gently, and he'll even take her hand. Do you have trouble sleeping?
I mean, I guess everyone has nightmares now and again, but no, not usually. I kinda...
Considering what has happened to you.
There's... You know what? I'm gonna actually roll for that. Because it occurs to me that I'm fucking lying.
Grace said, lyingly.
Grace lied lyingly. Let's see if she lies lyingly or
Lyingly.
lies even a little convincingly. The last subterfuge roll didn't go so hot.
You probably do better than me. I've not got the greatest empathy roll.
I mean, to be fair, it's not something. It's only 3.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah. That's another botch.
I don't know. You know what the irony is? Is that normally it'd be like, you detect that this is false. I'd say, like, as a botch, it's not that you're catching her lying, it's just that you're kind of assuming she is. Like, maybe it's worse than that. Maybe she
He's
sleep
not.
stabs people or something. I don't know. Well, sleepwalks or whatever. But I mean, it seems very disearnest. Where in fact it should be very convincing, just not quite in the I'm having an empathic understanding that maybe you just want to cover something up. No, it seems kind of brutally dishonest.
He doesn't get angry because you know what? He's not an idiot.
But
People don't like shit. You know what I mean?
he does say, "Are you sure?" Because I rolled belatedly,
Yeah.
and there's like a pause. I I just don't sleep much.
I will. Okay. You keep hold of the hand. Okay. If you want. I know this is unorthodox. I could stay if it gives you comfort.
Kind of blinks up at him.
If it gives you comfort to have someone there.
Oh no, I get it. Just I'm not gonna ask because I know you wouldn't say it if you didn't mean it, but you really mean that.
I have stayed up with Olga. I stayed up with my mother after my father died. I
You
am in a
can have
rune,
sleep.
yes. I will sleep. I'm in a rune, yes, but I am still. I grew up as a kinfolk. I knew when the guru needed help too. If that is a problem for you, I completely understand. It's
I
if
mean,
it brings you comfort.
I
I can
mean,
even
it's not
sleep on the
like you're
floor if
just blinking like what? Just oh no, you're okay. And you don't have to sleep on the floor. Um, but if between training and all that. If you don't mind watching my back, so I can. I only ever sleep an hour or two.
I'll come and get me. I'll make sure.
And she finally kind of gives the, the arm a rub. It's obviously not an intentional thing so much, just kind of an idle gesture that she kind of rubs the inside of her arm. I haven't slept right since. So.
He just gives a nod, like, no, I get it. Do you need to sleep now?
Kind of blinks. I probably should have been up for kind of. Man, look at that table over there. Like 3 days now?
Get into the bed.
All right. I'm getting.
Yeah, I'll be back momentarily. She just walks out. You can see him actually taking off the combat jacket, throwing it on the couch.
She is kind of bemused.
He has fucking tattoos and everything. The fucking big, like, wolf tattoo on his shoulder. She'll see it.
Yeah. She will be tattoo free unless she is fucking knocked out for the rest of her life. But yeah, she just quickly, like, she does the chick thing, especially the chick thing when you have a grand total of what's in this knapsack for clothes, and Lord knows when the last time they were washed is. And it's like shrugs off the jacket and goes from the jeans to like a pair of sweatpants, and then just does the whole thing where you like magically pull your bra out of your shirt.
NiA comes back with blankets and makes the bed in front of her. Like, properly does all the stuff, you know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie, she autopilot, like as if she's done this a million times, just kind of autopilot goes to the far side of the bed because it goes faster with two people. So you don't have to go back and
No, he
forth.
go points. No. You stay there. I'll do this for you.
There's like a comical moment of like all of those calculus symbols floating around her head as she tries to process that, but she like slowly pulls her foot back and sets it where it was.
But if you have washing, just leave it outside the door and I'll have Olga wash it for you.
She won't mind?
No. I will tell her you were a guest in our home and a new packmate. She would be more than happy to.
Alright. For sure. Kind of rubs the side of her head. And yeah, it's something to do, so she's not just staring at him make a bed. And I mean, for someone who has a decent amount available to him, yeah, it's got to be piteous to watch her pull out what must amount to like maybe 3 proper full outfits, like 2 pairs of pants and a handful of like shirts, including like a big fluffy sweater, and it's not a lot. It's like not even a proper fucking arm load, really. But yeah, it deflates the bag really fast when all the clothes are tugged out. And there's a comically self-conscious moment of her kind of like going to set them outside and being like, I don't want to spill into the hall. What do I will just tuck them like this, and they will not get tripped over, and it will be fine. And that seems like what he told me. Yep, that's good. That's oh hey, the bed's made.
I mean, yeah, no, he's just kind of standing there when you come back in.
And yeah, she has that like comical, awkward, like this is better hospitality than she's gotten the whole time she's been here. Really, people have let her crash and just kind of opened the door, been like, "Here you go," and continued. This is just one of those things where she's like, "I don't even know what to do with my hands right now." So she does eventually just kind of shoot a questioning glance, like, can I go to the bed now?" Essentially, and take a testing step to see if he's going to protest, if there's something else he needs to
No, no,
do.
no, no. He just settles it in and folds it.
And yeah, when she finally, hits the bed, like pulls back the blanket, starts clambering in, there's kind of a veil of awkwardness, and once she starts like settling onto the bed, it's just like, oh god, real bed, and she just fucking like a weasel just slithers in like, oh yes, blanket, real blanket. This is the best.
Yeah, he'll just settle in very slowly.
So is he like sitting on the bed? Is he laying on top of the blankets? Is he actually getting into the bed? What is he doing?
What is she? She gets in, right? I'm
Oh
assuming,
yeah,
right?
she just straight slithers into that thing like, yes, blankets. This is wonderful.
He just in the fucking boxers and a t-shirt. He just fucking just that she opens the cover and just slides in, unloosens the braid as well. So just his hair is actually so fucking long. You know what I mean? It's the undercut. He just braids it up.
I'm not gonna lie, he probably gets a little bit of a snicker when she realizes how long his hair is.
Stares at her. What?
I didn't realize you ever took the braid out.
It's uncomfortable when sleeping with it.
I mean, yeah, just she probably like reaches over and like plucks up a tendril of his hair and just pulls it, like, not pulls it, but kind of like, you know, pulls it around so that it like lays full length like over his shoulder and down his chest. Like, your hair is so long.
Yes, yes, it is.
I don't know why it's funny, but it is. Probably because I'm running on fumes and the contents of my flask about 5 times over.
Get some sleep.
Just a little bit of a nod, and honestly, it's not that she seems to need to curl up like right up alongside him, but another body in the bed actually is kind of comforting when you have as many siblings as she does. It's normal to have to share a room, a bed, everything else. Oh, she's lucky she doesn't have people crushing on her from each side, but no, she seems to kind of be at ease, and there's a period of her like she settles in and just kind of gets used to the ambient noise of like, okay, there's someone here and breathing, there's someone walking down the hall, there's someone doing this, and eventually will probably ease out.
Yeah, he just lies there, lets her sleep on him. Probably even nods off himself for like an hour or two.
Oh yeah, depending on how well he goes to sleep, she'll probably end up being perched upright when he wakes up. Who knows? But well, now she takes the nappies.
Yay!
Would you like to end it there, butt butt?
Yes.
Okay.